What's the name today?
You'll see.
Turn up the volume.
Shh! MashaAllah. May Allah grant you wellness.
Dad says don't panic. This isn't all ours.
Okay, alright. Listen, leave the crates outside, please, because they might have insects. See, I told you. Take them outside. Catch the cockroach before it goes under the closet.
Should I take out the crates or catch the cockroach?
Both. Stop talking. Hurry, don't let it escape. Quickly.
It's dead, done. What's wrong with you, Mama? Why all the fuss?
It's disgusting. Cockroaches are disgusting. If it stays in the house, it will have children, family, and a tribe. What should I do then, huh? What should I do, huh?
Okay. I didn't tell you to keep it as a pet. But toughen up a little.
Okay, I will toughen up.
Abdulhadi, stop!
Toughen up.
You're so...
What?
Nothing.
Well, seek refuge in Allah and ask for forgiveness.
I didn't say a word.
We didn't hear a word, but Allah is Al-Batin. He knows the thought that has crossed your mind now.
But I'm not accountable for the thoughts that come to my mind.
But you're accountable for leaving them in your mind.
How is that?
Bad thoughts are like cockroaches entering the house. You may not be to blame for their entry, but you are required to expel them, to fight them, to seek Allah's protection from them. Because if you leave them, they will multiply, strengthen, and grow until they turn from mere thoughts into actions.
How?
Let's say that you have a classmate who's not very smart.
Okay.
And whenever you see him, you say in your mind, this person is stupid. If you don't expel this idea from your brain and seek refuge in Allah and ask for forgiveness and find an excuse for your friend and think well of him, then this idea will inevitably grow until it turns into a sin for which you will be held accountable. The day will come when you frankly tell him you are stupid, or you will backbite him, or it will turn into an act of the heart, such as arrogance, for example.
What do you mean by an act of the heart?
It means that it will transform from just a passing thought into a belief, a true wish, and a sincere desire for which we are held accountable. We all know that if a person has a sincere desire to perform Hajj, for example, but is unable to make it, Allah will record his reward for him. Isn't it so? Now imagine that a person wishes to be a singer, for example, or he wishes to have money in order to spend it on forbidden things. He has an intense attachment and desire to disobey Allah, but he just can't right now. This action of the heart, he will be held accountable for it.
Why would he be held accountable for it if he didn't do it?
You should realize that thinking is an effort, like walking. It consumes calories, makes you tired, and takes time. This effort is like a warm-up exercise. Thinking about work makes it easier. So thinking about worshipping in obedience of Allah
Makes obedience easier.
And thinking about disobedience facilitates disobedience and opens the doors of evil for you. So the disobedience that you thought was far from you, as soon as you have the opportunity, you find yourself daring to do it without hesitation.
Because I have rehearsed it in my mind.
So the idea that comes to your mind and goes away, that is the one that you're not held accountable for. But the idea that stays and lives in your heart, this is not considered an idea anymore. It has become one of the hard deeds. And by the way, the most dangerous deeds are the hard deeds. Polytheism, showing off, doubt, arrogance, envy, and hypocrisy. These are all acts of the heart that don't have to be manifested on the surface. But Allah Al-Batin, the innermost, knows them and holds us accountable for them.
Does this mean that the name of Allah, the innermost, means the all-knowing?
Look, the name of Allah, the innermost, Al-Batin, has the counter meanings of the name of Allah, the manifest, Al-Dhaher.
How?
The name of Allah, the manifest, has two meanings. Do you remember? We said that the first meaning is
the Most High above His throne.
This meaning may suggest that Allah is far away, but The Innermost corrects this idea. It's true that Allah is above His throne, but He is innermost. There is nothing nearer than Him. Nothing can be closer to anything than Him. He is near us through His knowledge and control. Manifest is aware of outward appearances, innermost knowing of the inner and secrets of souls. That means that you may deceive everyone except Allah. When you pretend to be asleep, you pretend to be busy, you pretend to be tired, when you exaggerate the pain, my leg, my stomach, I can't, Mom, she hit me, when it's not that bad. When you answer the phone, hello, even if you have a cough for real, but the innermost knows that this cough in particular is fake. This lying about your circumstances, you may deceive people with it, but the innermost knows you, knows your true self. When you pretend to be polite, and in reality you're just a coward. Pretend to be good, and in reality you are a profiteer. Pretend to be respectable, and in reality you want to embarrass your opponent and belittle him. No matter how good an actor you are, Allah Al-Batin treats you according to your truth.
Oh my God.
We often care about correcting the flaws that people see. I care about wearing the hijab. I care about not talking badly. I care about committing to Jama'ah prayer. And this is a good thing, of course. But when people think well of us, then we don't care about fixing what's inside of us. Why? Why? Imagine that thoughts have a loudspeaker. People hear my conversation with myself in prayer. They hear my bad thoughts. They hear what I say about them. Isn't that something to be ashamed of?
Indeed, it is shameful.
The Lord Almighty hears these thoughts. Why am I not ashamed of Him? The closeness of Allah and His encompassing knowledge of me should make me ashamed. I should care about what Allah sees of me. I don't like Him to see suspicion or mistrust in my mind. I don't like for Him to see envy, arrogance, or hypocrisy in my heart. I don't like for Him to see hatred, sarcasm, and cowardice in my chest. And if these thoughts enter my brain against my will, at least I have to care that He sees me fighting them.
How do I fight them?
With knowledge and learning about Allah, by fortifying myself and seeking refuge in Allah, by the remembrance of Allah and seeking forgiveness. You know what? I fight them by keeping myself busy with useful things. Because when Satan sees that you're available, you have no work or job, he will come to entertain you. Why are your nails like this? Why are your eyebrows like this? Why does she have and you don't? And blah, 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 blah. Then you find yourself standing in front of your parents. You don't let me out. You don't do anything for me. I am a victim. I am oppressed. All of this because of what? An idea. Therefore, a person should keep himself busy, his body busy, and his mind busy as well.
If you do not occupy yourself with the truth, you are occupied with falsehood.
That's true. You must know that falsehood is as light as foam, and truth is as heavy as water. If foam fills my mind, what should I do to get rid of it? We must fill ourselves with the truth, with useful knowledge, with the Quran and the Sunnah. Learn, not just memorize, learn and practice. This is the truth.
This means that knowing the name of Allah Al-Batin protects us from triviality.
Well said. But wait a second. There is an important point. I don't want you to link the name of Allah, the Innermost, with your bad thoughts only. You must know that Allah Al-Batin knows the good thoughts as well, knows our monotheism, our trust in Him, our seeking of help from Him, and our refuge in Him. He knows our patience, struggle, honesty, and good thoughts, and this encourages us to continue doing good deeds even when we face difficulties.
So if I was collecting donations and someone said to me, "You are a thief," should I continue?
Certainly you must continue. If you are doing the right thing and you have proof, you should continue. And Allah doesn't waste a good deed. And bear in mind that now you are receiving double rewards. The reward of collecting donations in addition to the reward of patience. Allah Al-Batin knows what you complain about and what you suffer. And Allah doesn't waste your effort in His sake. He is the one who heals your brokenness and sadness. Your knowledge of the name of Allah, the Innermost, makes you focus on Allah's satisfaction alone. And at that time, you will increase your hidden deeds, your secret deeds. Give me examples of secret deeds.
Night prayer.
Secret charity.
Secret charity doesn't have to be with strangers only. You can clean the fridge without telling anyone, or organize a drawer. You can put a piece of chocolate in your sister's bag without telling her.
I like that.
And there is another way to give charity that doesn't include physical effort or money.
What is it?
With grievances.
How?
Those who hurt you or speak badly about you, you forgive them.
Oh, that's powerful.
But don't take it out on people. Keep it between you and Allah.
Understood.
Wait, where are you going? There's still another meaning.
We said last time that the manifest is the obvious one, which is indicated by everything in the universe. The innermost is the hidden one, the unknowable. He is not perceived by the eyes. You cannot fully know who Allah is.
How can Allah be obvious and hidden at the same time?
Why are you surprised? There is something inside your body that's obvious and hidden at the same time.
What is it?
Think.
You say, I can't think.
Why can't you think? Why?
I'm tired and sleepy. I know. Feelings.
Feelings? Maybe so, but that's not the answer I'm looking for.
The soul.
The soul, you're right. We all have a soul, don't we?
Of course.
Where is the evidence?
Here I am talking to you, hearing you, seeing you, my hands moving and my heart beating.
Millions of evidence of the existence of the soul. When a person is inhabited by a soul, you enjoy his company. If his soul leaves, looking at him becomes terrifying, and entering the room he is in becomes breathtaking. So what is this soul?
No one knows.
If a person stands on a scale and his soul comes out while he is standing on the scale, his weight won't be decreased. This soul has no weight and we don't see it, nor hear it, nor do we know what it is. However, its effects are not denied by any rational person. So it's obvious and at the same time what?
Hidden.
Allah Almighty placed our souls inside our bodies so that if someone dared to ask to understand the attributes of Allah and the essence of Allah, what would be the answer?
You don't know your soul that's inside your body. How do you want to know who Allah is?
Al-Batin means that the human mind cannot comprehend the attributes of Allah because there is nothing like Allah. For example, Allah said about Himself that He has a hand. Does Allah's hand resemble our hands, or does it resemble anything we know?
No, there is nothing like Him.
Therefore, we cannot, even in imagination, realize the reality of Allah's hand. Never, we can't. And this is the answer to your question last time. How does Allah descend to the lowest sky even though He is Al-Dhaher and there is nothing above Him? According to you as a human being, what is descending?
Being in a high place and going down.
So you imagine that Allah's descent will be similar, but you forget that there is nothing like Allah. Allah's descent is different from your descent. It has nothing to do with your descent. So you will not understand how does Allah descend.
So why does Allah tell us He is descending if it is impossible for us to understand?
That's why I must know the purpose of the hadith. Allah Almighty tells us that He descends in the last third of the night and says, "Who asks me so that I may give him?" When I hear this hadith, what is required of me? What does Allah want me to do?
To pray at night.
Exactly, to pray at night, to know that the door to repentance is open, to know that Allah Almighty loves to forgive and answer supplications. But He doesn't want you, and you are not required to know how He descends. How is not in the curriculum. and you don't have the ability to know this matter. Therefore, any effort you make in finding out how is totally useless. You will not know and you will not be rewarded. On the contrary, you are rewarded by abandoning thinking about this subject, by admitting that you will not be fully aware of Allah, by accepting that Allah is the innermost.
But we will see Allah on the Day of Judgment, right, Mama?
If you maintain Fajr and Asr prayers on time, inshallah, you will be among those who will see their Lord on the Day of Resurrection. And memorize this supplication. Oh Allah, I ask you for the pleasure of looking at your face and the longing to meet you. Hajar, sweep the floor if you please. And Abdul Hadi, take down the crates.
أعوذ بالله.
What?
A cockroach entered my head.